I want to say something that you wrote here. It's on the jacket. Your circumstances do not define you. Your identity does. And many thought football defined you. That was your identity. But it has not been. And how did you prevent that from happening?
Well, I think it's really understanding what matters, what's important in your life, and having something bigger than just what you do. And when you have an identity that's bigger than what you do, even when that fails or you crumble or someone says you're not good enough or you can't or you won't or you shouldn't, you can still prevail over that because your life is bigger than that.
You know, in such a cynical, sarcastic society, oftentimes looking for the negative on anybody or anything. If you're fortunate enough to spend 5 minutes or 20 minutes around Tim Tebow, your life is better for it.
I just went out there and we were blessed to win the national championship, and 2 days afterwards, I was eating grouper at Ballyhoo Restaurant in Gainesville, Florida with my mom, my dad, my aunt, and Coach Meyer. And Coach Meyer gets a call, and he's like, all right, bye. So intense. And I was like, Coach, what's that all about? He said, that's Steve McClain, who's our PR guy at Florida. I said, well, what do you have to say? He said, Tim, he just told me that during the game, 94 million people Googled John 3:16. That game just happened to be January 8th of 2009. Well, exactly 3 years later, January 8th, 2012, exactly 3 years later to the night that I put John 3:16 under my eyes, I was playing quarterback for the Denver Broncos in the first round of the playoffs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't think of John 3:16 one time going into that game at all. I didn't even know it was 3 years from the night that I wore it. Just went out there and tried to win a silly football game, and we were blessed to win this crazy game.
Then came the miracles, a string of improbable late-game victories.
But after Tebow engineered yet another impossible last-minute win with this 80-yard overtime pass.
Afterwards, I go into the locker room, I change really fast, I'm getting ready to walk into the press conference because I love talking to the media. And so I'm getting ready to walk in this press conference and walk through this curtain, and right as I'm going to walk through, our PR guy, Patrick, jumps in front of me. He's like, Timmy, do you realize what happened? And I was like, yeah, we just beat the Steelers. We're going to play the Patriots. Like, let me do this. And he's like, no, Timmy, you don't realize what happened. And I could tell he's being serious, so I was like, Patrick, what's up, man? He says, Timmy, it's 3 years from the night that you wore John 3:16 under your eyes. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. He's like, no, you don't realize what happened. And I was like, well, what happened? He said, Timmy, during the game, you threw for 316 yards. And your yards per rush were 3.16. And your yards per completion were 31.6. And the time of possession was 31.6. And the ratings for the night were 31.6.
Which leads us to the number that so many people are talking about this morning, 316. That's how many